Air is the latest Affleck to hit theaters. Yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of heat for that joke, huh? But yeah, Ben Affleck has put out another banger as a director of a big budget movie like this. He's also starring in it alongside his best pal Matt Damon. You also have Jason Bateman, Chris Tucker, Viola Davis in this movie. It's a great lineup. Matt Damon is the heart and soul of this movie, playing Sonny Vaccaro, who is a Nike executive back in 1984. And he's in the middle of a hot pursuit to endorse basketball rookie Michael Jordan. And spoiler alert, this would create a partnership that revolutionized the world of sports and contemporary culture. Michael Jordan is still making hundreds of millions of dollars off of these Air Jordan tennis shoes. A lot of people who are into sports like I am know the history and the lore behind the Air Jordans and how it came to be. Michael Jordan was going to sign with Adidas back in the day, wanted nothing to do with Nike. But like a true Vito Corleone, Sonny Vaccaro made him a deal that he simply could not refuse. Ben Affleck as a director rarely misses. His first film, Gone Baby Gone here, incredibly underrated. He also directed The Town, one of the greatest heist films of all time, and Argo here won Best Picture in 2012, and it's a phenomenal film in its own right. And I had seen documentaries about the Air Jordan and how that deal came to be and how lucrative it actually was back in the early 80s. So when I heard that Ben Affleck was actually directing this bad boy, I was hyped. And let's just say that he does not disappoint. I think that Air is going to go down as one of the strongest films of 2023 for a bevy of different reasons. Number one, I feel like this whole production design and Ben Affleck's direction with this movie, they wanted to make things as pinpoint accurate as possible. Right down to the clothes these guys are wearing, the costume design is just pitch perfect. The color of Ben Affleck's character's car is just on the nose. Even the little signage that's on the walls, the stuff that's on these guys' desks, they really wanted to recreate this whole situation as accurately as possible. That's more than I can say about a lot of historical movies nowadays. And, you gotta give this team behind Air credit where it's due for actually going all in on this. Speaking of all in, let's talk about Matt Damon. As an actor, I feel like he's one of the most consistent names in Hollywood right now. You would be hard-pressed to ask me if I can name one horrible Matt Damon performance. The guy just seems to hit nothing but net every single time he's in a movie. And every single frame he's in here, oh my god, he is phenomenal. It's one of his best in my opinion. This guy brings so much passion to every single scene he has. There's definitely a couple of Oscar bait monologues that are thrown into the mix, and you can certainly tell where those things are when you watch it. But Matt Damon's character just seems very human from the start. We actually are introduced to him gambling on the Las Vegas Strip. That really sets the tone for the entire movie. This guy goes all in, double or nothing. He's the type of guy that swings for the fences every single time, and more often than not, he's absolutely correct and spot on. Because back when Michael Jordan was in college, not a lot of people believed in him. Not a lot of people saw the greatness. Sonny Vaccaro did, though. And I think this movie captures that wonderfully. Matt Damon's performance captures that wonderfully, and I cannot wait to see what else he does with his career. All these performers across the board. Ben Affleck in this movie, I mean, he as a director is a shining star here. Him as an actor, he gets to take on a role that's completely different than what we're used to. Ben Affleck plays the Nike CEO here, and he was a very, very quirky individual. Say what you want about the man, you gotta give him credit for stepping out of his comfort zone in terms of performance in front of the camera. And I think he freaking delivers. I think Ben Affleck's performance is so larger than life. You're never gonna forget this guy. As soon as you walk out of Air, you're gonna be like, man, Matt Damon was great. Ben Affleck wanted to give you a performance that you're always going to remember. As is the case with all these performers. Viola Davis as Michael Jordan's mother. Do I need to say anything more? It's Viola Davis. She's already proven why she's a legend through various projects over the past number of decades. She's wonderful in this movie as she always is. Chris Tucker gives a really good performance. He's absolutely hilarious in this. And man, Jason Bateman in this movie, I'm so proud of him. Because this honestly might be the best performance of Jason Bateman's entire career. And please, Please do not let that go unnoticed if you see this film. Because surface level, yes, he seems like a very grouchy higher up that nobody in the office would want to interact with. People would be intimidated anytime Jason Bateman walks into the office and they're like, oh crap, this guy's in today. What do we got to do to impress him? But this is a very, very fractured individual on the inside, and I don't want to get too deep into why that is, but I think Jason Bateman gives a beautifully layered performance in here, and this guy I don't think is going to get the credit where it's due. I think he absolutely deserves all the accolades that he's bound to get with this performance. Clearly, I am praising the hell out of Air, and I highly recommend that you guys check this out for the historical accuracy, the performances, even right down to just transporting you into the 1980s. If there's no other movie in 2023 that screams what time period it's in, it's going to be this one. And it's so smart what they do. The opening montage immediately tells you what year you're in more ways than one. The soundtrack choices that they make here scream 1980s as well. To be fair, there's a lot of things I think you're going to remember about this movie as soon as you walk out of the movie theater. But one thing that I really just could not get out of my head as long as I thought about it, the script for this movie, doggone perfect. Screenwriter Alex Canveri is very intelligent to give these characters real dialogue. The arguments that all these pairs get into feel very organic and not forced in any way. And it really allows the performer to really dig into why these people are doing the things they're doing. What drives them to put Nike over the top as the premier brand of shoe? And I think it shows off great chemistry with all these actors. Of course, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are best friends in real life, so obviously they're going to have great chemistry regardless. But Damon's scenes with Jason Bateman are really freaking good. Viola Davis shares some awesome scenes with Matt Damon throughout this. It just sounds like I'm loading a whole bunch of acclaim onto this movie, and it's well deserved. I think Air is absolutely something everybody should watch, especially if you're a sports fan. Even if you don't know the story all that well, this movie just puts you right into the action. The camera work feels so incredibly raw, and it explains this whole situation in a way where even if you're not well versed in the business world, you can still definitely understand everything that's going on, and you can feel fully invested in it. Just in the way these scenes are framed with the dialogue and how Ben Affleck is shooting these scenes almost like a thriller. This is a captivating watch for anybody, not just the sport fan. Now, if I were to really nitpick anything about this movie, trust me, it's really difficult to do so. But if there's one teeny tiny little thing, and it's not even really an issue per se, because the last 5 minutes of this movie really freaking good and really funny as well. But I feel like the movie ended on a perfect button where you could certainly insert the text like you normally would in a historical movie. But then the script gives you a couple more scenes to kind of tie up some loose ends that Matt Damon's character has with some other people. And they're certainly very welcome additions, but I can certainly understand why some people might look at that and not feel like they're needed. Besides that little nitpick, guys, I love this movie. I can't recommend it enough. I'm going to give Air an A. Ben Affleck as a director has certainly hit nothing but net in the final few seconds of the last quarter. Yeah, kind of a weird analogy, but trust me, this guy never misses in the director's chair. I can't wait to see what else he does. But let me know what you thought of Air down in the comments section below. Is this your favorite sports movie of all time? If not, what is? Guys, I love discussing all things in movies and entertainment. Getting to interact with you guys makes things all the more fun for me. If you're new, do consider becoming a subscriber. Tap on that like button as well. Really helps with the algorithm and gets this content out there to more lovely viewers like you. While I'm on the subject of sports movies, there's a certain favorite movie of mine that just hit its 30th anniversary, and it just dawned on me. So you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and announce it. This month on the channel, expect a review for The Sandlot to commemorate its 30th anniversary. Oh man, I can't wait to look back on that. Also, obviously, I'm back from my WrestleMania/Disneyland vacation, so sorry if this review is a little bit late. I'm playing catch up on the new releases, but definitely expect a review for Renfield as well as The Pope's Exorcist this weekend. I'll of course be wrapping up my Pirate series in the 20th anniversary celebration of Curse of the Black Pearl. Clearly a lot to look forward to, guys. Y'all are the best. And with all that being said, back talk, commence.